stories, the Path of Destinies. Let's begin a new game.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities.
Oh, fancy.
Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods.
Oh.
Midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged,
Wait,
had
not the
driven them
library, the
off.
librarians.
The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books.
Dropships? What the fuck is going on?
Brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Wait, who's that dumb looking thing? Is that the one I'm protecting? Holy. I'm bored
The
next
kid
game.
was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" "I promised her I'd protect you." "Oh, damn it." The kid had run off. With the book, of course.
Dumb
so Reynardo
idiot.
had to run after him.
Ah, frick. Already we have a problem. But unfortunately we cannot skip through the next game. I have to give these games a fair try, which means playing them for at least like 30 minutes to an hour, I'd say. Depending on the game, obviously.
The two Ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The Ravens cawed and rushed
You
at him.
lowered your bar already. It was an hour minimum before. No, it was not. It was a flexible hour, okay? Now this seems fine actually. When an enemy is about to attack, press L plus X to counter. Okay, who's about to attack? Oh. Okay. A little bit of Arkham sort of counter combat.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Straight up Metal Gear of Vengeance. Hold X to grab, L to aim and release to throw. Oh shit. Okay, wow.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship docks a gated community.
Ah.
You needed a hero's sword to open it.
We don't have that.
And the kid was on the other side of the gate.
Wait, how did he get there?
Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels. Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere. And neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero's sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts.
Can we
Where
just
was Reynardo going to get a hero sword?
can we just abandon this kid already? Use the workbench.
I could forge a hero sword here,
Ah,
but I'm going to need ore.
sword crafting. This is a sword crafting menu. Here you can craft and upgrade powerful and magic sword. Gather the required materials for the chest scattered through Boreas. Okay, I need 3 ores to craft a hero sword. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I need what's in this chest, which is going to be exactly 3 ores.
I hope nobody minds if I use this stuff.
And a cube, which is a wind essence. Okay. The Void Blade. Holy 70 ores. The Winter Thorn. Fire Thorn. And the Hero Sword. Okay, well, let's go for Classic Hero.
A hero sword. QED.
Okay. I can upgrade it with 30 ores. Okay, cool. Well, look at that. I have a fancy sword now. Which means I can open the door.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about.
Yeah, stupid thing to do.
The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And the ravens had come to burn her.
Oh.
And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
She also didn't tell me the kid was a dumb idiot, but I guess... live and learn.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him.
Peter?
How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Cute, said Renado. Ah, ravens.
What a man does for some bunny woman. I know, right? Oh, take it easy.
It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down.
How do I hook myself?
He hadn't used his hook since he'd retired.
Ah.
How would he have done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there.
Oh.
He'd remember his old skills.
That conveniently popped out of nowhere. Interesting. Oh boy, okay. Each time you gain a level, you also gain a skill point. Spend the skill points at the altars to gain powerful abilities. Okay, so we can only get the hookshot. Alright, I get it. Thank you, Hexa. Buy the hook skill.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking.
What?
The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
I can freeze time? Okay. Well, not now, but I will at some point. Okay, so I can pull enemies to me. Or I can hook onto these things. Cool.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs.
Alright.
So the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No! Peter! But the kid ran for it. And a goggler nailed him with its I-beam.
Oh, fuck. Kid's dead as hell. Oh, slashed in half. Nice. Man, the castle run. Only one ship could do the castle run in less than 12 furlongs.
Unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes.
My god.
And a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renado picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Fucking hell. Peter is dust. Holy shit. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Alright. Well, Rebozo, I suppose.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out.
Did we?
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loudhailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled
Yeah,
back.
classic.
"Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base! I will spare your life!" it cawed. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods.
Okay.
Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle.
Surely.
On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate
Lapino.
message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper?
Oh. You can't make new old friends. The rebellion was out of time and Reynaldo needed a game changer. Even though Lapino wasn't what anyone would consider a game changer, he could come up with some harebrained schemes. Maybe rescuing him was worth it. Or the legendary weapon. Split in 2 pieces. Yeah, but the Sky Reaper. I know, but like, come on, Lapino? Look at that dumb looking ass guy. I need to save Lapino.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse. Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Oh, oars. Give it to me. Objective, rescue Lapino. Gems. What is this? Gem socketing. This is the gem socketing menu. Here you can equip powerful gems that will augment your offensive and defensive capabilities. The gauntlet has 3 sockets. Each one of the sockets. Okay. I don't have any gems. But each gem has 3 levels. Argument. You can augment your glove. What's this? Oh.
Building these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails.
Maybe you do have dyslexia. I've never been tested. Honestly, I think it's just called being very tired.
People were frightened these days. Just 2 weeks past, Renato had sneaked through an empty town and listened to the Ravens caw about the Emperor's new taste in ritual sacrifice. Renado's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Yes, and? You have a problem with that? Wrong sword. I need the fire thing. Okay. We have an altar, but we don't have a level up. But we do have another... Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff. That's a big carrot. Okay, this is a door that I can actually open.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renado. No?
Easy peasy, dude. What if I... Oh, bastard. What if I throw an enemy into another one? Okay, that does damage, but I also lose a little bit of time. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Ravens were landing everywhere.
I did level up.
Advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast.
Wait, I can't go back?
Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners.
Oh.
Even top spies like Lupino.
That sucks.
Where had the mad rabbit got to?
Or Lupino. Okay, I cannot go back. Interesting. I did level up though, so... Oh, yes.
Renado felt a little better.
Roots and ores and like that. Give it here. Okay, no healing, I suppose. Yes, one male damage sound. Treasure. Okay, we already have 23 ores. We can almost craft an upgrade. I was scared you were trying to imitate that. I don't think I'm good enough to do that. Especially not with my nose that's still
Renado
kind of
felt
closed.
like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
If you want to see something about Dark Souls 1, you can always type !dance and see the dance of my people. Supernatural dash. Sure, I'll take it.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought,
Okay.
the more he'd probably remember. Come over here.
Whoa, that's a lot of people. Okay. That was not bad. I have my nose clogged almost 24/7, yeah. Dude, I just literally right before getting COVID, it was getting better. And then COVID happened. Dude, the combat in...
Renado felt a chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
And this game feels actually pretty good. I want a clip of you dancing. There it is. It's always available, guys. It's always there for everybody to appreciate. Wrong sword. It avoids stuff. The one and only.
Say hi to gravity for me.
Combo. Attack immediately when the previous attack hits to land a perfect strike, bonus damage and double combo bonus. Slow down time after a successful counter until your next action. A breather. Counter again attack now causes damage. Ooh, not bad. Increase max HP, run faster. I like the combo.
He'd missed his old skills.
It's gonna give me some fun stuff to do.
Like it was at a reunion.
My opinion, what was the best Dark Souls game? 3, then 2, then Demon Souls, then 1. Very controversial opinion. Although I guess if you don't count Demon Souls as a Dark Souls game, then it's 3, 2, 1. Hello? Lapino.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, we see this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I should not have saved
Capture
Lapino.
the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter. That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
I mean, we're not committed. Let's follow the plan. I mean, I committed to Lapino, so let's follow Lapino's plan.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in Swordfu school. And you're still mad for her. The rabbit reminded him.
Oh, my love.
They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew. But she'd never told him who she really was. She knows all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the master spy. She won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lapino. Taking her would change the game.
Oh, Lapino,
all
take it
right.
easy, okay? Talking about my dear friends and love interest. What makes Dark Souls 1 the last?
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Yeah, it does have a vague feeling of, like fairy tale, kind of.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
But as for Dark Souls 1, why it's the last? Mostly because I just don't think that after the first few areas, it's a very good game. It's unfortunately very unfinished halfway through. And you can tell it is. Like, some of the bosses are absolutely horrendous. Most of the boss fights, in fact, are some sort of weird gimmick. There's not many good fights in baseline Dark Souls 1. Now, the DLC is a lot better. But still not good enough to compare to the other two, I don't think. And you know, being one of the oldest, it feels just a little clunky still. in the movements and the fighting. Not much, but just a little bit.
Hero wall. Hero sword. Ice wall. Ice cube.
What is the narrator saying to me? If you're going off atmosphere, which one is best? That's a good question. I really like the atmosphere of the second one, to be honest.
Sleep tight, thought Renato.
I think when it comes to the feel of a zone and just the first time you enter them and you see them, I think Dark Souls 2 has a lot of really cool places. Demon Soul doesn't count. It isn't dark. It's because you can't fucking play it on PC. Well, technically you can. You just have to emulate it.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Oh, shit, it's timed. Okay. Well, actually... This also runs really well on PC with the PlayStation 3 emulator. Oh.
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire.
What?
Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renardo hiding inside a monstrous watermelon.
What the?
What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renardo.
I guess I want to see it. Go for the plan.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, said Lupino, as he ran to go set up his marvelous plan.
It's gonna blow up my ship.
A crafting bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
Well, we can make the hero sword. Or we can almost make the firestorm. Pino is a genius. I wouldn't go as far as calling him a genius, but... he's something, for sure. Damn. Absolutely ruined their lives. I got an achievement for getting like a perfect 30 strike combo. Damn, that was a flipping fight. I feel like very overpowered in this fighting system. Hello, Lapino. Oh my god, look at the watermelon. We have everything, guys. It's gonna happen for real.
Renato felt dubious about the whole plan. With every step, he was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. But against all odds, Lapino's idiotic plan worked.
Oh.
Zenobia's ravens ran off after the geese, the net dropped, and Renato jumped out of the watermelon and put his sword to Zenobia's throat. Renato, she said, are those new scars? They look good on you. You never return my velvet jacket. It was my favorite. You look stupid in velvet. Oh, what does an imperial princess know about style? Oh, get a room, you two, said Lapino. But the fleet was coming on fast. So they put Zenobia on the Farfarer and took her east, over the Nexus. She'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye. Without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Ah, Lapina was right, Renato thought reluctantly. She knows things. She recognized his look. You're taking me to the interrogators, aren't you? She said, wide-eyed. And then she jumped, with horror. Renato saw Zenobia plummeting. Then he saw the Nexus below them. Cats always land on their feet. Ah, she'll head for the Imperial outpost, yelled Lapino. You have to catch her.
Okay, we have to catch her. I also got an achievement for not getting hit through the entire level.
Cats can run faster, but foxes can run longer. If he ran, he could head her off before she reached her minions at the outpost. Well, he did love a good chase.
Just think you could have been getting a Sky Ripper right now. Man, I mean, you're right, but
He
you
wasn't
know,
that good. Yet.
shenanigans. I like the shenanigans. Lapino has cool plans, exactly. Funny how we're finding a lot of fruit in the crystals instead of finding, I don't know, crystals or ores.
He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things.
What does Sky Ripper think of hiding in melons? Exactly. I am a little worried I'm gonna get stuck around here. If I go there, I don't think there's any going back. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck in heck am I going? This seems like a boss fight arena. Surely not. Nah, just what the... Avoid the Warlock's fire spell. It will damage everyone in the area once it explodes. Oh. Ow! Bastard. Not too shabby. The fox, I could have definitely grabbed the princess with a hook. Good point. Or did he want to? Oh, the hell just happened? Wait, where am I?
He was closing on her. He could smell her fear. He tried not to think about the interrogators at the secret base. What they'd do to her. Maybe it didn't have to end that way. Maybe he could talk to her. But, after all, there were worse things the Imperials had done to friends of his.
I got teleported. I think I might have missed something. But did I get another fire core? No.
No skateboarding, the sign said.
Oh, skateboarding. Okay. Oh, I can kind of do a weird dance of my people. And I actually got an achievement for it. It's called Spin to Win. Okay, more games need something like that. Still cannot really Not bad. Shit. Okay, I was pressing the dodge button, but I got locked into the in the animation, unfortunately. So I got hit pretty
Bernardo
badly.
reached the outpost. The Imperials there were no match for him. Soon after, Zenobia limped up the path. When she realized he was already in front of her, she didn't even try to run. Oh, you left without saying goodbye. Again, he said, please. I'm enjoying this a little too much. She said, shaken. Oh, spare us the chit-chat, would you? Said Lapino as he shackled her hands so she couldn't throw spells. She knows all his plans. All the way back to the Farfarer, Lapino nagged Renato about how the interrogators would pry all the intel out of Zenobia. How that would turn the tides in the imminent battle. All they had to do was take her to the rebels' secret base.
I don't know about
Renato
that.
didn't like to think about what the interrogators would do to her. Couldn't he just talk to her?
Yeah. That's gonna go well. Let's just talk to her.
As they pulled away from the Nexus, Renato could see the fear in Zenobia's eyes. I can't take her to those creatures at the base, he whispered to Lapino. Ah, you've gone soft. Soft in the head. We captured her for what she knows. I'll take her to the mountains. Tell all the horrible things the Emperor's done. Yeah, believe me, she'll turn. And he turned the wheel. The hell you will! Shouted Lapino, and he grabbed the wheel back from him.
Oi.
The two of them wrestled for control of the ship. It shot off like a mad sparrow. Suddenly, Renato was falling.
God damn, Lapino. I trusted you. You asshole. Never trust bunnies. Okay, that's my lesson for this game. Just don't trust the
When
bunnies.
he came to, Zenobia was standing over him. Why didn't you take me to the base to be interrogated? She demanded. Do you know what's left of people they interrogate? This is some trick, isn't it? To make me fall for you again. Well, I won't. Oh, go on then. Scurry back to your ravens. I can't stop you. But strangely, she didn't. As Renato set off to find the Farfarer, she followed him, keeping just out of sight of the ravens.
Very curious.
Who needed bridges anyway?
I'm a little worried. There's a lot of branching paths in this game. Possibly Paths of Destinies. Easy. Ooh. The replay value is high with this, even if the game is like 90 minutes long, you can have multiple paths. Yeah, I think that's the point of the game. I think we might actually need to play through the games multiple times to get to the real ending or something like that.
Don't be shy.
To get a good ending, you need to say Peter. Peter can go fuck themselves, okay? Peter is dust, and we don't trust bunnies anymore, so... Not the bunny one, the Family Guy one. Oh, I would do anything for that, Peter.
There was an engraving.
Peter?
Maximum capacity, 130 people.
That's more my kind of Peter, you know? Okay, so I can open that door, or I can take the elevator. I mean, I guess I have the sword. Might as well use it. What's the point? Oh, shit. My lowest voice is bad. It's almost like you forgot to practice it. Almost. Yeah. $49 ores. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I can craft the ice sword instead of... Whoa. Did I do like a weird double parry? What was that?
As Renato stopped to sniff the wind, Zenobia came up, still mad. Did you really think you'd just talk me into betraying my father? Oh yeah, sure, that was exactly my plan. Then why aren't you even talking to me? Because I've never talked you into anything in my life. They're gonna court-martial you for letting me go. He caught a whiff of the Farfarer. Wet rope, tar, and a cask of Scobel ale he'd spilt last year. It was that way.
I mean, why are you following me if you don't care? This has to be some sort of elaborate plan to have her talk, right? Like, did they just come up to the mountain and leave her here? And tell her, like, whatever, I don't need you. But what is this? What is going on? Oh gosh, I just realized how big this level is.
Renato's paws were getting numb. Calaveras really didn't want company, did he?
We skipped all of it.
Renato wondered if he should have taken Zenobia to the rebel base for real. Maybe she wasn't playing him after all.
Yeah, for real,
After
though.
the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secrets, he was regretting his suspicion.
No cap. Oh god. For real, for real. OMG, for. Wait, I can't. Oh. Can I enlarge my hook? Asking for a friend.
Sure enough, the Farfarer had crashed in some rocks. There was no sign of Lupino. Zenobia caught up. All that kid stuff in Swordfu school. Look, that's the past. We're adults now. We have duties to other people. We have destinies. What are you talking about? And you are the most arrogant, slow-witted, light-fingered, mercenary, immoral, reckless. Run away with me, said Renato, and he realized he meant it. Oh, just like that.
What?
I will, if you will. So she kissed him. And it was the best kiss he'd ever had. They held hands as they boarded the Farfarer. Renato felt light-hearted, like the winds that were playing the rigging like a balalaika. But Lupino, I need to get back to Lupino, he said, suddenly realizing he could have been captured. A prisoner.
Who cares about Lupino, dude? You just got a good ending.
How'd you know? He saw something in her eyes he didn't understand. He fell, didn't he? Into the abyss. She looked away, wouldn't answer. But then a bolt smashed through the Farfarer's keel. The broken ship plummeted out of the clouds.
Ain't no way would that happen again. It's the third time we fucking follow this guy. What is this? We need some sort of...
Renato picked himself off the deck. They were alive. We have to get to my private ship, she said. Do you trust me? I guess I must, he said. You go on ahead. Clear the path, she said. I can't kill my own soldiers. He wanted to say that he didn't trust her, that he had no idea what he was getting into. But he had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
Seatbelts at the very least, but I was thinking more some sort of balancing contraption, you know, to avoid your ship from, like, tippling every 5 seconds. What is going on? Oh, we need 6 water essence. That's a lot of water essence, dude. I'm actually getting to the point where... yeah, I can upgrade my sword.
His trusty old sword was always a little better when he sharpened it.
Hold right trigger to activate magic swords. Swords consume energy while activated. To switch swords, use that. Okay. I can recover health over time. Right. This game way of telling stories gives me bio-prototype vibes in the worst possible way. Not bio-prototype. What's the bio game called with the furry critters? Biomutant? I never played it, but I'm just guessing. Mutant was a bad game. Can't say, again. Never played it myself. Let's see. Countering an attack now causes damage.
This was way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about anyway?
And I suppose run faster. The narrator does all the talking, a little worse than this game, but it's still great in here. I see. I guess this was mostly to save up on...
You're hooked.
voice acting money. Oh god. I got double fucked.
Renato had learned so much. It was time to turn it into something he could use.
Biomutant was weird about it because the critters would still talk to each other like Cookie Blue Blood do. You could just ask if you want to trade. Gabili doodly foo. You agreed to check the trade's wares. I see, that's, yeah. That's worse, I feel like. Because you ask, why having both? At that point, it's probably better to have...
He'd found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
I feel like at that point, just... either narrate everything like this game, or use some sort of sound effect while the narrator does his thing, like... you know, that kind of thing. Or like having to voice act someone going like gibbity gooboo doesn't make any sense.
surprisingly
Damn, easy.
unwounded.
Oh my god, I'm just
Ravens didn't smell any better dead, Renato thought.
pushing them bowling. Oh. Oh, well, we were.
They paused to catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm trying very hard not to think. Me too, he said. Up ahead, he could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind.
Looks tiny, not fast. Give me 5 essence. 2 water essence. What the hell? Am I going to get my water sword before the fire one? Yoink. The size doesn't matter, it's how you use it.
I'm a bit tired of doing that, thought Renato.
Oh, bastard! I keep getting energy, but I cannot What's going on? Is it my controller that's plugging in and out? I think that might be the problem. I thought I was done with the controller issues, but yeah, no, it's absolutely the controller, which is to say it's not the controller, it's... The cable seems completely fucked. Just call him a
Imagine
bastard.
getting a horse up in one of these things.
Was
He would be
like
cursing a blue streak.
bastard. Dash? Okay. For some reason it wouldn't dash. I don't know what I'm doing with these things. Nice excuses, thank you. I'm really good at excuses. Take a lot of pride in my excusing ability. I can't jump over there. Oh, new enemy. They have a shield. Shield grunts will block your attacks. Grab and throw another grunt into them. Let's see. Not bad.
As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach. he was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it.
What?
I was going to lead the Empire to a secret base, said Lapino. But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her. Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss, was it real? She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!"
Pino was a
She knelt
spy
down
for the
to
Empire?
cradle his head, and her paws felt very soft and warm.
A double spy?
Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the mad rabbit. But now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness.
Piece of shit, Lapino. Okay, so we completed the story number 5, Don't Think Twice. What kind of hero are you? A hero who always follow his heart. Ah. Okay, look at that. New truth revealed. Lapino is a traitor. Tier 2 skills unlocked. New location unlocked, the Desert Temple. Oh my god. There's 24 stories. But we have learned one of the absolute truth. Very cool. Very cool.
He'd made bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning.
Okay, the game's kind of cool though.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course. Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Okay, so we have more choices now. But, come on, guys. Let's build this fucking Sky Ripper.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
I'm not gonna make the same mistakes. Just to see what happens.
As he set foot on the island, Renato couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens.
Exactly.
Did ravens drink champagne?
Probably.
Did rabbits? Renato felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
We'll be fine, guys. Don't worry. Man associates this game with the song for the Borderlands, This Ain't No Place for a Hero. Oh. I did like those songs. Same band made 2 songs for 2 Borderlands intro. I did like both of them. But there's a bunny character in this part too. If there is, I will absolutely destroy them. Absolutely choose that path because it's funny. Maybe. Alright, guys.
This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
Do I have gems? Every single one of them is locked. Okay. Okie doke. We have a fire sword now. No ravens around though, it's kind of sus.
He wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. They really needed to construct additional pylons.
Is that a StarCraft reference? We need additional pylons. I can still hear that. My nightmares. Because I used to play mostly Protoss. Epic game reference.
Anyone ever tell you have a lovely eye? No? The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands had died. But Reynardo had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
Okay, so we have tier 2 now. Okay, a shield wielding enemy will rip away the shield. Okay, that sounds pretty good. The true sword foe. Attack an enemy at any distance. Auto activates when reaching a certain combo threshold. Impale your enemy on your sword when you grab them. Oh fuck. Where's max stamina? I actually want to rip the shields with my hook. That sounds very useful.
Nice. That could be useful.
And also, since I'm grabbing a lot, I might as well have the grab damage, I suppose. Oh, I needed a water sword. God.
Can I borrow that?
Boy. Alright, not too shabby. I'm getting energy, but I can never use it.
Smashing things was fun.
It was, leave me alone. This goes to the treasure, for sure, for sure. I might be missing a key mechanic. Might. is that? A scroll. Truth behind the Sky Reaper is shrouded in a thick fog. The most believable tale is that the transcendent Emperor has used the Sky Reaper to banish Iblis. Then the TE buried the weapon and vanished. It was a self-imposed exile to rid the world of its last divine presence. What was it the price to pay for using such a tremendous power? Did the Sky Reaper and Iblis have a deeper connection than just a weapon and its victim? But rituals will summon the Iblis Stone. Perhaps I should worry that it will also cause the Sky Reaper to resurface. If that is the case, I should spare no resources to find it. A weapon that can banish a god is an invaluable bargaining chip should the old ones decide to double-cross me. The old ones? It is their nature to try. But gods are predictable, and I can rely on that to always be one step ahead. Emperor Isengrim III, Secret Journal. Okay.
If only he had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
My soul flame isn't even flaming. Oh, really? No. I need to rev it up. Yeah, I'm probably missing something. I... Wait. Huh? Oh, there we go. I think I was just pressing the wrong button.
These things really slice like ham.
Ow, that actually really hurts. Fucking hell, I have 2 HP. Well, this might be a short run. Oh boy, here we go.
Fresh meat!
Okay. You need to be yelling the scorpion line when hooking them. I could if my throat was feeling any better, but as it is.
Ah, a puzzle.
Ah,
Renato loved puzzles.
not really.
Except when he couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
I can open this fiery door. I'm not a good hooker. But don't say that. I could be. You don't know. I actually completed the puzzle. Oh, Jesus Christ.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Yeah, but like, I kind of want to go to the fire. Also, I would like some HP back. Thank you very much. Surely, these crystals have some healing items in them.
Renato could feel his wounds closing. It was weird.
But if I change sword, doesn't this heal me? It does. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. Now Now that I know how to actually use the swords, I feel a lot more powerful. Okay, first of the cool doors that we can actually open.
What's there?
What is there? Oh my god, okay. Lots of people is what's there. Okay. Thank goodness I healed, or I would be dead right about now. Look, a big treasure chest. I like that. Oh. Oh, a gem. Critical chance. Found my first gem. Well, I need to use it at the thing, so.
That had been his mistake before. Trusting his old friend Lapino, who had been through so many battles with him and shed so many heartaches, who he'd rescued so many times. What was up with that guy anyway?
I don't know. What was up with that guy? Is this what they keep? Guys, it's real.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
I mean, we're going for the Skyripper. Let's go for the full Skyripper.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
Obviously.
He looked up at the old trees around him. They were so big and so old. They'd been there before he was born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cares? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it.
All right. Don't hit me with the philosophy. How dare you? I gotta admit, I like this game. I'm really liking this game so far, yeah. Oh, what's this? Jump down. Okay. What was it called again? Stories, the Paths of Destinies. Truly an awful name, I'd say.
What else could you hook?
Oh, I guess we have to jump down. I thought this was that circle thing game. No, that was the backup. In case I didn't like this one. This one I rolled like last Thursday. After rolling the PC building simulator this was the backup basically. You know, I still play my backups. Going through them. It's a 1479.
That ought to be enough for a proper sword, you thought?
Pretty sure I got it for free somewhere.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Or my Path of Exile character might have been going through this zone. Okay, if we get to an anvil, we can make the water sword. I feel like I need more pushing power.
Where did that go to?
Okay, that was impossible to block both attacks at the same time. I should knock them down more.
There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before?
Yeah, it's
He
pretty
no longer
old.
heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
Most of the games in this backlog burner thing I'm doing, I got either for free or they were maybe part of a bundle. 2016 isn't old, don't say that. Dude, it was almost a decade ago. A couple of weeks away from 2025. You have to wake up. Jeez.
He felt bad for littering, but these islands were short on trash cans.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is going on? Yo, there's something wrong here. I can't use my hook. And I can't hit the enemies. What was that? That almost killed me. I don't know what happened. I refuse your lies. I understand, man. I also sometimes cope really hard.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick.
Oh, a D20. Nice.
Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark art, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad.
Oh.
He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made him feel better. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, Better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first.
I'd say that's a good idea.
There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Yeah, let's go to the scientist. I mean, what if it's a one-shot weapon, right? We fire it as like to try it out, and then we cannot fire it again for like another 1,000 years. No, let's seek help from the scientist. Huff, Harambe died not long ago. Dicks out for Harambe. Holy shit.
Well, of course. If you've just assembled a weapon out of legend that can exile gods from the world, you'd want to have a scientist or two look at it. And even if they disagreed and he had time, he could ask Calaveras himself. Yes, the observatory would be his objective.
Almost lethal amount of copium right there.
Why had the parts of the Sky Ripper only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had dismantled it? The mad Emperor Isengrim had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Was that why these ancient artifacts were rising out of the ground? How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction.
Would you even kill with this instant kill weapon, Lapinho? Or just a bunch of crows? Ravens, whoever they are.
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods?
Lapinho's dead to me. Can I just have a forge?
They really needed to redecorate anyway.
Please. I really need to use the forge. But no, I keep getting altars. I suppose it's probably a good time to get some more HP. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, God. This seems like... I was stuck in a pretty bad place. 9 HP in a dream.
Renato felt a breeze through his armor. Oh dear, that wasn't good.
Fine.
A legendary weapon was exactly what the rebellion needed. They were outnumbered. The once kind emperor had become a tyrant. But his ravens stayed loyal, for he fed them his victims, and the other animals were too frightened to rebel. Renato shuddered at what the emperor was trying to do. To bring back the lost gods, the Black Harvest, the Black Sun? No. He would stop that toad, no matter what the risk.
Oh.
Ooh, Renato loved to improve his gear.
Oh, I do that. I do it like that. I cannot go back there though, so. For a time where Ubisoft and EA games wasn't terrible, but now I remember that. It's so long ago, I don't even know if that was real or not. Was it the 90s?
Renato had found his game changer. He would ignore all distractions and focus on the Sky Ripper.
Tell me some 90s games from EA and
Hey, a
Ubisoft.
workbench. He could try out his new bling.
Or I can make my Winterthorn. I'm 2 essence short. Make the Winterthorn, and also we have a gem to equip. Critical chance. Your attacks have a 10% chance to deal double damage. Sounds good to me. And now I have Frostmourne, so I feel good. They had a lot of games, but none of them big names.
It was a bit windy up here.
Bit? Oh, I see. This is actually pretty cool. Shit. Oh, lucky. Road rash. Is that a disease?
Boy, some people were just liable to explode if you upset them.
Watch out for explosive ravens. When hit or thrown, they will explode after a few seconds. Use them to your advantage. Made a lot of Madden's game. It's a bike racer with combat. You count that as good? Like, I'm asking legitimately. I don't know the game. It was good? Okay.
I think this is yours, said Reynardo. But he couldn't hear his enemy's answer.
The original Need for Speed upgrade? I wonder if that was like... I mean, let's be honest. Vast majority of the people that made those games are most definitely not in today Ubisoft and EA, so it might as well be 2 different companies. Also, EA as a developer, what have they actually done recently? I mean, I know they publish a lot of things, but do they still make games, like, as a developer?
That is a very cool sword, thought Reynardo. No, seriously. He couldn't feel his paw anymore. Reynardo was thrilled. The scientists seemed to think he'd put the Sky Ripper together right.
Oh.
But one toad was worried.
Oh.
Yeah, Sky Ripper could tear a hole in existence itself. There are invisible strings that tie the universe together. If Sky Ripper cut one, the hole would widen and widen till our whole existence fell into it.
Another toad sighed.
Irving still believes in string theory. At least go see Calaveras.
Yeah, said the worried toad.
He knows more than anyone else has forgotten about the Transcendent Emperor.
If anyone could tell him how to use this weapon safely, it would be Calaveras. It was he who had told Reynardo how to find it in the first place. But maybe he had to give up on using it as a weapon. Maybe he had to go to the secret rebel base and ask the generals there what he could do with a weapon that he dared not use.
Now, let's go to Calavera. Madden and
Well,
FIFA.
he should have known
Football
he'd
and
have to
football.
consult Calaveras again. The scientists at the observatory were smart enough. But what did they know of the Transcendent Emperor? He hoped it wouldn't delay him too long. The rebels had scheduled the final battle soon. Every day they delayed risked the exposure of the secret base. And some soldiers were already drifting back to their homes and families. Calaveras would fix the Sky Ripper for him. And then he would win the final battle.
Also, didn't they ruin those games by turning them into gachas, where you actually have to
Maybe it was the
pull
cold. But after a few steps,
real
Renado's optimism
players or
started
something
to
like that?
slump. What if Calaveras couldn't help? Did Renado dare use the Sky Ripper?
Blind.
Oh, he hated that he had chosen this path. It was so much simpler to rescue friends and attack enemies. Even if some of those friends were more trouble than his enemies, some of those enemies had been friends before and might be
What
lovers
the
after.
hell is the narrator?
Okay, it wasn't all that much simpler, no. Physics made his brain hurt. That, at least he was sure of.
That was a toad,
That was always a rush.
I think. Sounds like something EA would do. Like, a friend of mine was complaining because basically, like, he plays the game and then he tries to do it sort of online competitively, and he's just stuck at one specific rank because after that rank there's all the whales.
It wasn't his fault.
So unless he
He
spends
looked
like
so
$100 a month at least, he's not gonna make any more progress. And he basically just gave up with the game. I don't know if it was really FIFA though. That's been FIFA for the last 50 years. That's crazy though. Wow, easy.
He tried to focus on the now. The ravens who seemed everywhere all the time. Where did they hatch from? Were there giant raven hatcheries somewhere, or did they have families?
Good question.
Ooh, he didn't want to think about raven mummies raising their darling raven chicks. Yeah, Calveras would help. He would make Renado feel better about using the Sky River. And then Renado wouldn't have to worry about ravens ever again.
Holy crap, guys, what the flipping heck am I doing? Did I ascend? Okay, so if I go down there, there's an elevator. There's an elevator over here, and then there's this, I guess. A third elevator?
There was a sign. Take the goat across first.
What do you mean? What goat? Huh? I'm the goat? Aw, thank you. I know. He says very humbly.
He was in a swirl of newly remembered knowledge. He needed to focus.
Okay, so that takes me down there. This takes me over here. That doesn't go anywhere. Oh.
This could be the new aerobics craze. Am I right?
The fox is the greatest. You're just okay. You know what? In 2024, I'll take being just okay. Should probably use my fire sword in the ice zone. Oh, jeez, you should specify which fox, because I think we're about to have some sort of incident here. Don't settle for okay, go lower. What does it matter anyway? I mean, doesn't really, but I would rather not be a shitty person if I could avoid it. Clearly you mean Benjamin, which is the best fox. Benjamin. Indeed. No, I'm with Hexe on this one. It is Benjamin. Or Benjamin. Oh, what the... You serious? How did I get there? Oh.
If only it's some kind of magic ice sword.
How often do you see a fox that's also grey? Like every 2 or 3 days, I'd say. Around here. You're Zenobia. Do you remember that expedition I had sent to the depths beneath the island? They've returned. Well, 3 ships have returned out of 8 I've sent. Of course I mourn the losses, but the knowledge the survivors brought back is invaluable. What they have experienced is incredible. The air gradually grows denser and more turbulent until it becomes a suffocating, bone-crushing thunderstorm. But the islands keep stretching for miles below the surface, and they have roots that radiate downward far beyond sight. The islands are alive. This is the proof I was looking for. The thick air of the depths keeps them afloat, and in the depths they find their sustenance. Do they have a conscience, or are they aware of our existence, or are we merely parasites that they ignore or tolerate? I must prepare another expedition. This time, I will go myself. I need to see this wondrous world of the endless deep sky. I hope you will visit me before I leave. I would like to hear more about the new friend of yours, Reynardo. With love, Father. Father!
Open, says me.
Oh. Okay, that was a little cringe, I'm not gonna lie.
Who are these guys?
Who are these guys?
They seem to make everyone else harder to kill.
Oh fuck, we have buffers now.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
Was that your shield?
Okay. I'm dead. The ones accept that. Also, the grey one does sub every month. You should be biased. I mean, what do you want from me? I talked about him. I feel like that's...
Get over here!
What is going on? Hey, did they just find a weird, like, glitch? Okay, that was a little bit easier. That's cringe. The game is from 2016. By that time, we barely left Rage Comics.
He needed some way to break the ice with this wall, so to
Dude.
speak.
2016 was almost a decade ago. At this point, it's probably inherently cringe, according to random people on the internet. It fucking wasn't. Here we go again. Almost everything was almost a decade ago for you. What does that even mean? I mean, things that were almost a decade ago were almost a decade ago.
Sometimes, Renato really hated inanimate objects.
In fact, if we have to go by that logic, I guess for most people, a lot of things
Renato
are a
had
decade ago.
sacrificed a friend
Not just
for
me.
the Sky Ripper. It would be worth it if he could bring a super weapon to the rebellion, but the scientists had ruined everything.
You experience the time in a different way. No, I don't. You guys are just coping really hard.
He'd once met a pirate captain who used hooks to get around his ship. Oh, what was his name again?
Which is also wild, because you guys are the youngest around here. Me and Hexer should be the one coping really hard. The older you are, time goes faster. They do say that. I don't know if that's true or not. "2016 was last week. What are you talking about?" No, that was 2019, before COVID, remember?
Calaveras had never let him down.
Yeah, of course I can make it work better.
But when Renato explained about the strings, Calaveras grew thoughtful.
Oh, strings, you say? Well, the Arcana do speak of the ties that bind the world.
He drew many intricate symbols in the dirt.
Yeah, so, according to my calculations, each time you fire, I'm afraid there's a 1 in 128 chance you'll destroy the universe.
That's pretty good odds.
I mean, yeah.
That's like rolling, 21 dice and they all come up 6. What are the odds of that?
What? No! It's more like 2.716s in a row.
Anyway, with those odds, it won't happen if I use it just once.
What? No. That's so not right. Look, each time you use it... Okay, look. Just don't use it ever. At all, okay?
All right, I guess. As he sailed away from the mountains, Renato could see clouds darkening. Rain? No. Ships. Imperial ships, swarming thick as bees. This was it. The big battle. They could not afford to lose this one. What if it did not go well? What if he had to use the Sky Ripper? Could he gamble the universe?
Sure.
On the other hand, what were the odds of rolling 21 6s in a row?
I don't think that's how that conversation went, but whatever. You basically
The
one leg in
battle
the
was not
grave.
going spectacularly well.
Well, listen.
What had the rebels been thinking? They'd been thinking he would bring the Sky Ripper, or the Iblis Stone, or that he'd sideline Zenobia somehow, or turn her. Couldn't he use the Sky Ripper just once? After all, if chances were 1 in 128, that meant he'd for sure be okay the first time.
For sure,
They'd
man.
get worse each time he used it, but the first time would be okay, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't sure that it was right. So he didn't fire the Sky Ripper.
Another truckload of copium right
He
there.
just brought it along, in case.
Just in case, guys. I have it just in case. But yeah, if you think about the fact that I am 40 years old and that the average span for a male in Italy is about, like, what, 75 to 85?
People had
And
laughed
I have 2
at the
legs. Yeah,
government
I'm halfway
workbench
there.
placement
One leg is in the grave
But
already.
You could see the benefits everywhere.
And then if you add that all the stress I've accumulated over the years will probably shorten my lifespan by about a decade, then I am a little bit more than one leg in the grave already. But you're 10 years old, that's literally a tenth of your life. That's not really a tenth of your life, but close to. Quite memorable. At 30, it's like 3% much smaller than the bigger picture. It only keeps getting less and less pronounced. That math, I don't think there was anything right about that. I was not looking forward to that kind of conversation. No, you never know when these conversations happen. I can't say this applies for Hexe. I believe it's an extraterrestrial creature observing random Italian dude. It might be, I mean. That would be kind of cool. How am I doing, Hexe? Attack speed and treasure hunter. Increased chance of rare loot by 1%. I don't know what counts as rare loot, but I'll take it. Still not convinced this planet is worth saving. Fuck, is that why you're watching me? Dude, press the red button already. End our suffering. Do it now. Wait, am I supposed to convince you that humanity is good? It's not. Destroy it as soon as possible. You doom humanity. Yay! Path of Exile was a great distraction for our aliens overlord.
Renato had a lot of crafting materials. Now all he needed was a crafting bench.
Shut up. You have a bunch of crafting materials. How dare you assume what I have or I don't.
For a moment, Renato wished that somebody had been watching.
Okay, that was pretty good. Imagine, like, aliens actually follow one person around to figure out if humanity is worth it, and they choose me. I'm just waiting here for someone to come here and fix this absolute madness that is humanity right now.
The platform used a hybrid propulsion system fueled by anti-gravity and wishful thinking.
I mean, I don't know if you want to destroy it or fix it in any other way, but please, somebody do something. Did they all spend a day, a third of the day, fiddling with the appendage? Or is this on an outline? I think they all do it.
Renato hoped his mother wasn't watching.
And the one that don't do it, they're thinking about it. Where? Did I just get teleported? Oh boy. This one just looks at the smartphone all day and rests. See, that's something the aliens will never be able to say about me. Most of the time, I actually forget where my phone is. In fact, it's been charging since yesterday. I should probably put it off the charger. Jesus. There you go. That's how much I care about my phone.
So close to you.
Where's my weapon of mass destruction? Oh, there it is. Okay, good.
No one could beat Renato at hot potato.
Whoop. Did I just disappear at him? Oh, no, it's right there.
Someone had told him the odds didn't change just because you'd had a streak of good luck. His gut told him that was wrong, though. And he always listened to his gut. On the other hand, 128 chances to win. But one of them, he'd destroy the universe.
I'll take it.
Ooh, that seemed a bit serious. Maybe he could defeat the Emperor without firing the Sky Ripper. Maybe he could bluff, but with a real weapon. Like in cards, when you had 3 knaves, but you pretended you had a fizzbin. That could work.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I kind of have to get those dumb phones to get away from it even more. Though I do barely use it. Was this who Raid Man was? Okay. I don't think I could read on a phone. Like, not for a long amount of time, you know?
Renato danced around the room yelling, oh yeah, that's how we do it. It was something he liked to do, but only after he'd killed all the witnesses.
Oh yeah, that's how we do it. That's the dance of my people and the song of my people, apparently. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. I can spend a whole day doing that, sometimes not even sleep. Damn. But like, I feel like, I don't know, a dumb phone, it's just a dumb
Hoped his
idea.
hook didn't break.
It's better to practice some form of mental restriction. Train yourself not to do it. That's probably better in the long run. I do kind of need Google Maps. I just restrain yourself from using it. Or maybe like, I don't know, doing it only in specific hours. I actually found out that my ebook reader is very good at also making me read mangas, so
He set up the Sky Ripper
that was pretty
and
cool.
let it warm up. He would bluff if he had to. Zenobia came out, flanked by a very daunting platoon of ravens. You won't actually use that, she said in that annoying, I know everything because I'm a cat and you know nothing because you're just a fox voice she had.
What?
Oh, I know the odds. Good, because there's a real chance you could destroy the universe.
Yeah, it's a small
No,
one.
not the first time I use it. The odds are too low. What? No? Yeah, sure. The first time, the odds are practically nothing. They only go up if I use it a bunch more times. No, but
That's how statistic
not
works,
how
right?
odds work. Didn't you pay attention in class? Now surrender, or I'll use it. Just once, he said. Don't. He felt sure the odds were with him. You have to go with his gut. That's what heroes do. Fire, he said. Please? The Sky Ripper fired. With a tremendous whoosh, the Emperor's flagship went up in flames. It was awesome. And then he noticed there was a hole in the air.
Uh-oh.
A blackness, like a tear in a parchment. Wind was blowing into it, widening it. It grew larger, and even larger. Crates fell upwards into it, and the world itself seemed bent, like the reflection on a curved mirror, as it poured into the ravenous hole. Ah, 1 in 128. What are the odds? Thought Renato, and then everything fell into the hole.
I guess the odds are 1 in 128.
Renato stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably.
Nice.
Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learned another true thing. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly.
Story 21, The Sky Rover's Guide to the Galaxy. What kind of hero are you? A hero who is willing to risk space, time, the universe, and everything if the odds are in his favor. Yo, that was actually another one of the big stories. There we go. Okay.
But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right?
Sure.
Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer.
All right, here we go again,
Pieces
guys.
of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden?
That's how we
Someone better get it
stabilize
before he does,
the Sky
thought
Ripper.
Renato. And also, his old friend Lupino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lupino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Okay, I guess it's time to find a temple.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters.
What
The Iblis
the hell
stone.
is that?
It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Renato went ostrich hunting.
Okay.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
I mean, don't ask me. I guess we'll find out. Oh, the cubes. Guys, we're close to crafting the final sword, I think. I don't remember exactly how many ores I needed. I think 70 sounds about right.
Well, no sense collecting more materials. It was time to make something pointy.
Heck yes. There it is, the Void Blade. Okay. So we can open all the doors now. I wonder if that is necessary.
Renato distrusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap?
the Emperor! Called the ravens.
Oh. How is that guy still? Just give shit. Hello? What the hell?
Hey, wanna hook up?
I should not have done that. I have a feeling that that was a bad choice.
The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late. He shouldn't get impatient. He needed to take the time to figure out what all his experience had brought him.
One skill point. I do have level 3 unlocked. Hook shot damage. So I do damage with the hooks. That's not terrible. Kick and throw distance increased. Ooh, that sounds good. Actually, sounds really good. I do like to grab people and throw them around.
I'm just trying to teach you how to fly.
Yeah, I was still getting combat achievements. I'm doing like higher and higher combos. Like I got a 60 combo achievement. And I'm getting just, you know, a bunch of numbered achievements like remove 50 shields or kick 50
Bernardo had been
ravens
the
and stuff
terror
like
of the
that.
sandcastles when he was 2.
So nothing major, I'd say. Just grinding stuff, I suppose. Oh, new note.
The mysterious sword from the east made you so fast you could catch a fly with your chopsticks. If that's what you really wanted.
Find a stone. You have been chosen this critical mission for your ability to follow orders to the letter without question. Do not believe the naysayers. Your score in the intelligence test is only proof that you are better geared than anyone else to follow orders. Take pride in knowing that I, your Emperor, have handpicked you for this mission. Follow the instructions to the letter. Always travel in pairs. Do not look at the engravings in the wall. Do not lose the hermetic box. When you find a stone, immediately place it in the box and seal the box. If you heard a voice in your head, ignore it. Remember the temple is haunted. Obviously, this is an old temple dedicated to an old evil god. There were blood sacrifices, of course it would be haunted. Ignore the voice in your head. Remember, ghosts cannot hurt you, but they will try to confuse you. When you hear a voice, take the drowsy pill. If you meet another soldier with a stone and is not in the hermetic box, immediately spray them with drowsy gas. Find the stone, put it in the box, seal the box, and most importantly of all, find the stone. Damn, okay. Guys, I think the Emperor wanted to find the stone and put it in a box.
A road less traveled. This could be fun. If it wasn't fatal, that is.
We have only one problem with that. I think I left my drowsy pills in my other pants. So... what to do now? Oof.
Thought, Renato?
Bye. Okay, that was a little fucked. With some healing.
Renato wondered if his future self had commissioned these poles.
Ooh, I found a level 2 gem attack speed. Not bad. Also, they automatically upgrade. That's good. Okay, hook damage. Actually, you know what? Get the second level of
Haven't
the
you always wanted to do that?
kick distance. Yo, big void door. Okay, let's see what's inside the void door. Hopefully something. Use each sword to open a different door. Nice. Just I was trying to holy shit, I throw them far now. Okay, bunch of cubes.
This stone was incredibly valuable.
Energy on kill
Renato
sounds
could
valuable.
sense it. Also, it still had its price tag.
Oh. Energy on kill means I can turn that energy into healing, so not too bad. Oh, fuck off. Jesus. Okay. I mean, what the? All right, nothing too bad.
The ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
Holy, look at the thing down there. Am I actually going all the way down? What is that? Is that the stone? I don't have my box. Oh no, that's an elevator. Oh, we are going down.
Oh, they really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought.
Yeah. Okay, what is going on here? Oh. Honestly, way easier than I anticipated. Is that the stone?
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. Who said that? It was the stone, eager thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Reynardo wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "What's the core?" said the stone anxiously.
Okay. Do we follow the stone or do we do the opposite of what the stone says? I don't know which could take me to another truth. Which sentence are you going to pick? Probably gladiator. I don't know. I think we should try to do the opposite of what the stone says.
The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy.
Right.
The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Sky Ripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
Okay. I mean,
The moment he landed the Farfarer, Reynardo had a rare feeling of regret.
Oh.
It's not too late,
God.
he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Fu school together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself, except the biggest one, that she was the Emperor's daughter. No, kill Zenobia, whispered the stone, before it's too late.
I feel like I shouldn't trust that stone. %3 sword energy on kill, not that much, to be honest. Zenobia, the director of the academy, has told me how much he was impressed by your academic performance and leadership. Somehow I doubt this was a session of bootlicking. I've seen plenty of those, but old Toad is sincere. I'm proud of you, my daughter. You'll make a fine empress one day. On my end, great news. Professor Calaveras has been studying the Nexus and has made a bold observation. That Toad is a true genius. You know how that island is unique, constantly changing, new crystal informations appearing, island fragments merging, splitting, slowly drifting, held together by some invisible threads. Professor Calaveras is convinced those changes are not so random, but rather indicative of the living nature of the island. It's observed that certain changes on the Nexus follow, or sometimes precede a turbulence on another island. A landslide, quake, flood. The Nexus seems to resonate with those events. Maybe the islands are a hive mind, and the Nexus is the brain. In any case, I'm funding a permanent scientific observatory on the Nexus. It will attract the Empire's greatest minds, with Professor Calaveras at the helm. I anticipate a great age of enlightenment for the Empire. With love, Father. Father!
He smelt burned fur. His.
Whoa, big chest.
Reynardo remembered when he'd first stolen one of these. Good times.
Dude, attack speed level 3. Wow, okay. Am I getting more powerful? It feels like it.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Like having heard that, we've been here before.
Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
Is that what they do? Is that how a firewall works? I guess I must be hot enough.
You almost never saw wild gogglers together like this. The toads had to train them not to peck each other to death. So these had to be Imperial gogglers. That meant ravens were up ahead. Take a leap of faith, said the inscription.
It's a hot TCP request. Yeah. Oh my god. I just tossed every single raven out of the fucking map in 2 seconds. That was crazy. Hello, Mr. Icarus. How is it going, man? Hi, Dad.
He hadn't noticed that path before.
Physical resistance. I mean, I'm not taking a lot of physical damage. I feel like most of the damage I'm taking is still from
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him.
fire and the
With
explosions.
each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm. You're weak, whispered the stone. The core will kill you. Are you afraid of it? No, don't be ridiculous. It chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if so much as carry it. And if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically. Reynardo did not trust rocks that talked in his head. He went onwards.
Yeah, I make a point of not listening to the voices in my head. If I had to listen to every single voice in my head, I'd here forever. I just got back from 5 days in San Francisco. I love that city. I wish I could afford to live there. Need to make $250,000 here to be comfortable. Yeah, I heard that the rents in San Fran are pretty wild. The point where people working there would rather do like a 2 hours
Of course there was a
commute
puzzle.
rather than
You couldn't expect the transcendent emperor to bury a god's eye in a
rather than
leather
live there.
sack where anyone could pick it up.
3K a month everywhere. Yikes. Okay, took a little bit of damage. A lot of damage, actually. That is a lot of money. Getting really
Already,
good at this
Reynardo
combat.
knew more than he ever had. But about what?
Wonder how popular is sneaky van camping in San Francisco. Here we go. Found the core
As
again.
he approached the core, the stone became hysterical.
We rip a hole in space and time.
He had a sudden vision of plunging his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core.
Oh boy.
There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Reynardo came to, the core was gone. But the Iblis stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light.
Oh.
And it was silent. I can't hear you, he sang out, and you. It didn't answer. Ha, he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he?
I mean, surely we take the Iblis stone to the scientists, right?
As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Renato watched sparks fly out of the core. The Iblis stone sucked them in hungrily. You'd think the stone would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Renato. Well, the scientists would explain it all. This time, Renato was sure he'd figured out how to use the core safely.
Kill the last sentient stone. Hope you're proud of yourself very much.
See? He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the oddmakers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he?
Okay. Let's get more grab damage, I suppose.
He was more and more extraordinary.
It'd be like 8,300 unhoused people in San Francisco kind of just stayed out of the Tenderloin Forest neighborhood. Damn, that's a lot of, I guess, homeless people? Unhoused, that's... Is that different than homeless?
When Renato went to the china shop, for some reason the owner was always nervous.
Just because I break everything I see doesn't mean... Okay, maybe it is. Unhoused is the newest way to say it. What happened to the old way of saying it?
Ooh, sparkly, thought Renato.
Just people trying to talk about it the least dehumanizing way possible. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to these things, I always think that intent and context is what matters, not the words you're actually using. Sanitizing the speech around it into more and more indirect technical term is even more dehumanizing. Sometimes it can be, yeah. All of it helps the problem. Exactly, like... You can make up a lot of nice words about it, but... if the problem is still there, it doesn't matter how you say it.
Lady can't fly. Thought Renato.
Jeez. between people like people matters. Yeah, it does, and that's exactly why I feel like it's more about what you do and how you say things, and not like the exact word you pick and choose. I can guarantee you that whoever came up with that term was not a homeless person. Or somebody that elected themselves champion of the cause and decided that homeless was a derogatory term. At school we learned the gospel of the transcendent emperor, the last divinity to pierce the skies. Will banish the evil old gods and grant us the gift of time, but could one man divine as he may be create something as intricate as time? I have my own theory. I believe that time is a symptom rather than a gift. I'm convinced that on a cosmic scale there is a pendulum motion between order and chaos. The transcendent emperor ended chaos and started the age we live in, an age of cause and effect, of fact and logic. Time is merely the tapestry upon which these laws manifest themselves. It's the foundation of order's companion, entropy. But in the age of chaos, when the old gods reign, perception carries more weight than facts, emotion can shape the worlds, and time ceases to exist. Guys, I think we are living in the age of chaos right now. The age of order is ending. I'm merely helping the inevitable. Entropy has been broken. Fate has been breached. The end of time is coming, and I shall embrace it. It's a beautiful city and I love it. Yeah, that's what kind of sucks, like the need of monetizing. Wait. Living in a profit-driven society really sucks. Holy shit.
Renato wondered idly if people who had built these poles had really, really long tentacles.
Ah, well. Fuck. Why couldn't I do that? Dude, I keep... Go away. Go away. Go away. Give me your shield. Come here. Break the other shield. Away. Okay. Not the worst thing. Bottom line, I'm gonna vomit. Capitalism sucks.
Renato had never felt better in his
it
life.
really does.
Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
It's not even like profit anymore. It used to be just about profit. Now it's like ever-growing profits. Like if you're doing as much as you did the previous year, you're doing poorly. Which is a crazy kind of mindset. Because if you were doing well the year before,
was closing in on the rebels, forcing them to come out and fight.
and you do
Renato was
just well
itching
enough
to bring
to,
the fight
you know,
to the enemy.
same as last year, but
remind
maybe a
himself
little
not to
extra
be
to
too
catch up with
reckless.
inflation and whatnot, then you should be fine. But no. You have to do always better, always more. That's just unsustainable.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
gotta take care of shareholders. Yeah. Like, shareholders are your friends. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I threw you on your friend. You should not have attacked me. Whatever. It sucks because, I mean, we are at an intellectual level that we could absolutely do a much better society. Because, you know, there's a lot of money being moved around. There's enough for, like, solving a lot of social issues, but instead it's being pocketed by a few individuals and it's just sitting there.
The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky Ripper, explained Renato. No more feed me blood and souls.
But the core is not an unlimited energy source,
said one toad. Another said,
there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone.
The stone doesn't actually feed on souls,
claimed a third.
but on pain of killing another sentient being.
The
You can truly be at peace with yourself?
Right, we're doing the nerdy science.
This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet.
Oh, man.
But he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
The one thing he understood from all the toad arguments, maybe the stone did not feed on blood or souls or rage. It fed on empathy. It fed on the pain he felt when he put an end to another being's existence. Even if that other being was a raven intent on killing him, if he could find peace, then he could use the power of the Ibla stone without being taken over by its evil. The mountains. He would go to the mountains. He could find peace there.
Yeah, lovely mountains and peace, yes. I like that idea.
Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty. There were ravens everywhere. No matter. He had to fight, yes, but he didn't have to be angry. Parry, dodge, slash, and breathe. Yes, focus on the rhythm, the dance of it, not on the blood or the raven's core as they died. Ah, it was working. He wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He wasn't feeding the Iblis stone.
Okay. If you say it's working, it's working. Oh, God.
Renato wondered how his laundress was going to get all these bloodstains out of his tunic.
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. There's, I mean, all these rich people, aside from, you know, buying some incredibly expensive stuff and, you know, classic things you do as a rich person, I suppose. Like, the vast majority of the capital is just sitting somewhere doing nothing.
Everybody knew you shouldn't trust a raven further than you could throw one. But did vertical drop count?
I can throw them really far. See? Hoarding wealth. Bunch of old dragons. Look, at least in the good old days when you were a pharaoh or something, you would be buried with your riches. But nowadays, you don't even do that, so what's the point? If you're not even gonna bury me with my millions, what am I even taking my... What am I even using my millions for?
The new pathway made Renato curious.
What a lovely place. See, this is very peaceful. I can feel my Iblis stone, it's already calming.
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger.
Spawning new rich baby assholes that you fucking hate half the time. Oh, you have to stop doing that. Oh, I lost one of the pumpkins.
Was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? Something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? The sage would help him figure it all out.
There was an inscription. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun, everybody. Now. I'm a moonlight enjoyer. Fucking runny simp. Oh.
And that is how we do it.
I was just teleporting
Said
around
Renato to
because
himself.
my combo was high enough, I guess. T wild. Now the more cheerful news for the holidays. We had another school shooting in the US. Oh, great. What number is that this year? Well, the bugs always but actually the moon is just sunlight reflected from the moon. Ah, come on, that literally has zero poetry in it. I mean, it might be true, but I won't stand by it.
Felt like Tarzan.
It's getting kind of late. I wanted to finish this. I wanted to finish this cycle, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I've been through that door, I suppose, so it's time to go this way. Oh, it was literally same thing.
The
Ah,
Iblis
whatever.
Stone, silenced by the Skyripper's core, had given Renato enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Renato was seeking was inner peace. The rebellion was on the verge of extinction, but it would have to wait.
Sword energy or stamina or movement speed, why not? Every day is just a circus. Meat life is pain. All people are good at is hurting other people. On that positive outlook of life, damn.
At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his workshop. To fix souls or only artifacts? He asked the sage.
I mean, you're not
Does
wrong,
your
but like,
soul need fixing?
we don't say that out
Asked the
loud.
sage. I've been killing a lot of ravens lately.
Not too often, at least.
He told the sage.
You're a fox.
Said Calaveras.
And to kill birds is part of your nature. Take joy in it. I mean, I might as well worry about eating flies. Would you like a fly?
It was true. That's what he had forgotten. The joy.
The joy of
Now he
killing?
was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer cut through the clouds.
I feel like that
The air had never felt so sweet since he was a child.
didn't really do much for
There
me.
it was, the dreaded Imperial fleet. He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar, and ravens. Even the fleet smelt good, somehow. He was ready.
He was ready.
Don't know about that. That didn't sound very good.
Renato had it all squared away in his head.
He would kill the Emperor. Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark, blasphemous rituals. That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Renato. The ghosts had spoken. No. No anger. Renato could not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That made him stronger, but it clouded his mind. He would not be a hero. A hero strives. Renato would just be one with everything. The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored without rancor, without sorrow, without pain.
This is crazy wishful thinking.
A gem of power. Ooh, you
We didn't watch
find
For
those
All
every day.
Mankind, no. I haven't really watched anything in quite a while, actually. I
But the more
kind
he
of
thought
lost.
about it, and he had so much more time to think about it now that he was not worrying about the battle. Killing
The magic of
Emperor would
watching things
not
have been lost on me
change
for a while now.
anything. Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council, and power would corrupt them too, and death would make grief, and grief would lead to hatred. He must lead by example. Reject the violence. Reject the desire.
Hatred leads to the
create
dark side or
violence.
something.
But how?
Alright, let's see if I can
These platforms are great.
rush this.
Renato wanted one for his house.
It's like Stanley Parable narration. I guess in a way, yeah. Oh, guys, we never got to the main ship. This is new. Oh, piece of... Okay, Okay, that I did that. That was me. Ooh, that's... Okay. That's new. Getting kind of late, but I want to see where this is going.
Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship. The path behind him was strewn with dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment.
Oh.
He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples.
What?
No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head.
Oh.
I might not have thought this through properly. Thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck and died.
Oh. Fuck.
And just like that, he was alive again. And back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future when your destinies would branch.
Turn of
He
the
had
hippie.
failed and died 3 times, but he learned another true thing.
Ah.
The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
Okay, we have one last path. At least you tried. At least I did try, yeah. Return of the hippie.
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way through to victory. He could feel it. He just had to keep running the Path of Destinies. With that, the book fluttered back to the beginning, and he fell into it. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas.
Alright. I need to save
Yes.
and then leave.
It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base.
I think the game is not that long, so...
They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renata knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing.
Fuck Lapino.
Of course. Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
So we have 3 paths, but we don't know which one is leading to the final truth, I suppose. What are we thinking? Should we bring her to the interrogation place? Is that the truth, maybe? Like finding out the plans in a bad way. I mean, my work, that's the cat lady, so it has something to do with her. Guess I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try another day because that's it
Lapino
for
had
today.
apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse.
I don't know
only
what the game
sold it.
autosaves, but I'm just
Wait.
gonna stop here.
Where was the prison? The village was empty.
What is this?
Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Is this a new... Weird. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow, guys. We're going to continue with Path of Exile, and then on... Was it Wednesday? We are probably going to continue a little bit with this one. It should be a short game of 5 to 7 hours, so we might be able to finish it next time. But that's going to be it for today, so thank you very much for watching. You guys have a good day, have a good night. I will see you soon. Take it easy. Goodbye. Oh, shit. There you go. Goodbye.